Welcome back, guys, to Storm Games. This is Movie Tag. Thought it would be a fun thing to sit down with Mrs. Storm and do, so here we go.
I had to think about my answers for a little bit. I have so many favorite movies.
Told her what we were going to do, and she's like, hang on, what's the list? Had to think of it. Me, I'm just kind of winging it. A lot of them I already know because I'm a...
Well, you're going to
Movie
ask a
guru,
question,
so-
and we're going to tape this, and if I didn't write a list down, later on I'd be like, oh, I should have said this one, you know.
Alright, let's jump in.
Okay.
What's your favorite movie of all time?
I'm a Brad Pitt fan. I like Brad Pitt movies, but
Yeah,
this
tell me what
one,
it is.
it's Seven with Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman is just an awesome actor. So is Brad Pitt. But the duo that they have in this is just really nothing that I've seen in anything since then.
It is a good movie to watch over and over.
Gwyneth Paltrow's in it for a small moment. Kevin Spacek, is that his name? Yeah.
See?
Kevin Spacey. He does a great... He's like the villain in the movie. Sorry, spoiler alert.
Spoiler. There will be spoilers in this.
It came out early 90s. I don't remember when, but it's Brad Pitt, his character, kind of, they don't give a backstory. They just kind of dive into it. Okay. Sorry.
Mine, Back to the Future. Hands down, if there was one movie I had to watch over and over, and no other movie on the face of the planet,
Back to the Future 2.
Back to the Future.
First one or second one?
The first.
Okay.
I do like the second one. I
Tend to watch that
I
one.
like the plot of the second one. The fact that they're going into the future and then back into the past, and the timeline gets skewed and all that. But you can't have that without the first one.
Favorite scene from that movie?
Favorite scene, which is question number 2. Favorite scene would have to be the scene where Doc opens up the back of the van and the DeLorean rolls up. And Marty says, you mean to tell me, Doc, you made a time machine out of a DeLorean? Favorite scene. So that's my favorite movie. What's your favorite scene in 7?
Well, there's a couple different scenes, of course. The one at the end where he's like, "What's in the box?" I think that's everybody's. The other one was when the fat guy and the Cheerio, or like the SpaghettiOs, they like lift his head up, and when he
Glutton.
and when he went to sniff the bucket, went to look in the bucket.
Yeah.
All right.
Number 3. What are some of your favorite actors and actresses?
Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. They have a great movie resume. I mean,
I would
she's
have to agree with both, but Angelina.
she's been Tomb Raider, and nobody else. I don't think anybody else can really good in that outfit.
A lot of people liked that movie because
I like Tomb Raider.
a lot of
Yeah.
gamers don't like games turned into movies, which they're going to be disappointed in 2015
Yeah, no
with
doubt.
Call of Duty and I don't know what other movies. But my favorite actors and actresses, Robert Downey Jr.
And
2 biggest performances with him that really sold me with him. Definitely Iron Man. I'm a huge Iron Man fan, and when he became Tony Stark, definitely a big plus on my part. Couldn't have pulled off a better Tony Stark in my opinion. And Sherlock Holmes. When they cast him for Sherlock, which I guess they got another one of those movies coming out too. So
oh yeah,
Robert Downey Jr.'s got a lot on his plate that's coming in.
I like Sherlock. Didn't they already do 2 Sherlock movies?
Yeah, there's already 2
Okay.
out. But yeah, definitely Robert Downey Jr. Actresses, I would have to say, well, while we're still on actors, Johnny Depp. I'd have to say Johnny Depp. He's probably the most versatile actor I've seen.
Yes.
He from Pirates to
Was eating Gilbert Grape. That's
What's
what
Eating Gilbert Grape, Willy Wonka. I mean, who would have thought he could have pulled that off? But you got a lot of thanks to Tim Burton on that one too. But
isn't he like Tim Burton's muse?
yeah, kinda. As far as actresses, only one good actress that I can think comes to mind, and she's pretty versatile on everything she does, and that's Jennifer Lopez. She's going to come up a lot in this list. I know it. But Jennifer, or J-Lo, if you will, she's just as versatile as most others.
The Cell.
The Cell. I can't remember what's the one I really liked.
The Monster-in-Law.
Enough.
Oh, sorry.
That movie. Good.
Yeah.
And it's pretty good for women power too. Her taking charge and fighting back over abusing husband.
Yeah. Well, she was in Anaconda.
Really Anaconda. I mean, the list goes on with her. Everything from Selena on up.
That one was good.
I've literally enjoyed her, and I can't think of any movie that she's been in that I didn't enjoy. And I'm not a huge chick flick person. I don't like to sit down and watch chick flicks.
What about
and
that?
anything with J-Lo in it, I'll sit down and it'll catch my eye. And, okay, I'll watch it.
What about that one she did with Ben Affleck when, like Jersey Girl or whatever, something like that?
Was it Jersey Girl?
I don't know. It wasn't Jersey Girl, but something like that.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. Now, I think I only seen it once.
I've never
I
seen it.
didn't really care for it, but
It kind of bombed from what I heard.
The other actress that comes to mind, and it's probably my favorite actress, is Mila Jovovich. She sold me in Resident Evil, and ever since then, Ultraviolet, all the other Resident Evil sequels. I really could go on.
She's pretty honest.
She's, actually no, I take it back. It wasn't Resident Evil that she sold me in. It was The Fifth Element.
Oh. Yes.
Lilu Multipass.
Multipass? Alright. What's next?
Put my list here again. It'll unlock.
Director.
Favorite directors.
Was it director or directors?
Directors, I guess.
I can only think of Tim Burton. I don't really pay attention who directs what.
I have to totally agree with Tim Burton. I've enjoyed all his, but he's not my favorite.
Not your favorite?
Not my favorite. My favorite. Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, I forgot about him.
I have thoroughly enjoyed every movie this man has produced. Sad to say, one of his movies is not my favorite movie. But when it comes to over dramatizing things, he's really good at, i.e. blood spatter. These two films alone,
yes.
the blood splatter is just excessive. I mean, like, I know the body's a high pressure system.
In Django, the cotton.
But the whole, getting your throat sliced and it spraying 20 feet out of your body, that's, only Quentin Tarantino can pull that off.
I can imagine him be like, that's not far enough.
And he does it in the animated scenes and in the live action scenes.
Yes.
So it's pretty good. And my favorite scene in the Django was probably the one I anticipated the most was in the scene where he's out in the field, or the guy's, I think he's running through the field, and the Django's lining up the shot, and you see him.
He's a guy
you see
on a
him.
horse.
You see him shoot, and after you see him shoot, you see cotton.
White.
All you see is
White cotton.
and then blood splatter. It was. Well, as soon as I seen the cotton, I knew where he was going with that scene, and it was good. But yeah, Quentin Tarantino by far my favorite.
Well, I didn't mention that this is one of my favorite. This is my favorite Batman movie, with Jack Nicholson, excellent Joker, Michael Keaton, and Kim Basinger. But this is what I like. I started with Tim Burton movies is Batman.
Definitely the best Batman movie.
Yes.
Oh, well, not the best Batman. I'd say the best Batman movie.
Fine.
Where are we at here? Favorite guilty pleasure. Now, when I think guilty pleasure, I think of the movie you go to when everything bores you, and you're just down on a crapper, and you need a quick pick me up, and you just want to
Thanks.
watch a movie over and over again. It's definitely Rock of Ages for her.
I have two.
I cannot count how many times I've seen that movie just because she's watching it. It's a good movie.
I
but
hear some of the songs on the radio when I'm at work, and I'm like, oh, I want to watch that movie again when I come home. But I kind of have two favorites. Rock of Ages is definitely top one, but the other one is my Minions. I love Minions, and I have both Minion movies. So Despicable Me is kind of tied on the list. But this one's a little bit higher. I really didn't expect
a lot higher, but okay.
I didn't expect Tom Cruise to be this way, and I mean it's good. Julianne Hough is one of my favorites. She was in that. Oh, puppy's moving the camera again. She was in that redo of the movie with Kevin Bacon, the Dancing with the Outlaws. Footloose. Yeah, and she was on Dancing with the Stars, and I love Dancing with the Stars. So, yeah.
Now, when I think of a guilty pleasure, I think of a movie that I have to watch religiously. And next to Back to the Future trilogy, I'll pop those in whenever I'm bored.
Are we going holiday with this?
We're going holiday. Christmas Story. I cannot go a holiday without my Christmas Story marathon.
And this is what's played from the time he wakes up. It's on the front TV.
If it's not a DVD
long.
or Blu-ray playing, it is TNT or I think AMC does it now. TBS.
Yeah, they play all
They
the time.
do Christmas Story marathons, and I will keep that channel on the whole day.
Yeah.
I can watch this movie over and over and over and over again, and it's by far my guilty pleasure. Now,
All right, number 6.
it keeps turning off. I need to
Yeah.
change it. Number 6. What is your tearjerker? The movie that makes you cry every time you watch it.
Well, I couldn't think of anything else.
Or at least whimper up.
This was the first that came to mind. I can't really think of any others, but yeah. And I haven't seen this yet. I just got it for Christmas.
She's seen the movie. She hasn't watched the Blu-ray.
But this one has 2.5 hours of new bonus content.
I just mean special features and stuff like that. But
I
yeah.
like Titanic, and
There's a lot behind the story that
Yeah,
they can put in the DVD or Blu-ray, which will be
But
interesting to watch.
that guy. What's his name?
It's probably there somewhere.
I don't know. It's all small print. It kind of blends in. But yeah, this is my tearjerker movie.
There's one movie that makes me whimper every time I hear it. I've only watched once, and I haven't watched it since then. And she doesn't even know what movie this is until now. I haven't watched it since then, and I'm sure I would cry if I watched it again. And that is Marley and Me.
Oh, I like that one.
Sorry about that.
You sure?
No, it just makes me think of my old dog Harley. All right, guys, sorry about that. I got a little emotional there.
A little misty-eyed.
Misty-eyed. Where are we at? 7. Which character from a movie scared you the most?
Oh, I keep hitting the camera.
Oh, well.
Which movie?
Which movie character?
Oh, Freddy Krueger. Plain and simple. I haven't really watched any others, but I know there's others out there. Like some people like It, some people Hellraiser. Mine, Freddy Krueger.
When I think of a character, and by character I mean a entity or whatever, can be a doll or a human being or animal or a monster. With me, when I think of something that scared me in a movie, and especially in my childhood, I think of only one thing: being afraid to look under the bed. The damn clown from Poltergeist. That thing had me so scared of underneath the bed. And mind you, I was not afraid to sleep with the lights out. I was not afraid to sleep with the door shut. But
Is that why
I would not look under the bed, and when I got out of bed for quite a while, I would jump out of bed a good 2 feet away from the bed with the fear that something was going to come out from underneath that bed and grab me.
Is that why we don't own that movie?
No, I no longer have that fear now, obviously,
Right.
but...
I don't even have Nightmare on Elm Street. It's on my wish list, but I just, every time we go to the stores, can never
We
find
need
it.
to find us a pack of them.
Yeah. Well, I can never find them at
got
the...
a bunch of them.
What?
Same with Friday the 13th, my
Yeah.
favorite scary movie. And my favorite scary movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any of them.
Well, I'd rather buy
Blu-ray.
it in the pack rather than the individual.
Yeah, that's not one I have to have individual Blu-rays
Yeah.
with all the special features and everything. I just want the movie. So we are at number 8, which is Joker's Back in Town. No, that was my ring. That was my notification on my phone. Anyway, which movie do you love that everyone else hates?
I'm going based on movies that he hates. And that would be Sex and the City.
We'll talk about Sex and the City on the next question.
What's the movie that you...
Iron Man 3.
Why?
Every person that I've even talked to that likes Iron Man says this was the worst Iron Man movie out there that they ever made. They shouldn't have even made it.
It's funny because a lot of the figurines and everything is based off Iron Man 3, Mark 42.
To me, it was all about Iron Man, not necessarily Tony Stark. And this story was a lot about Tony Stark's backstory. But to me, this had a lot to do with Iron Man.
Right.
The costume itself. And what I mean by that is they showed a lot of the different ones. And one specific part of the movie, they showed... there was the Hall of Armor, but there was the part of the movie towards the end where he calls the clean house or something. I can't remember what the order was he gave Jarvis,
To
but
destroy the...
well, no. Basically, it called all of his suits to come help him.
Oh, yeah.
And it got Heartbreaker in there, and all the other ones. I can't name them all off the top of my head right now.
There's a lot.
There's a lot of them. And for me, Mark 42, which came from this movie, I don't even recall Mark 42 being in the comics. At least not this version of Mark 42. I'm sure there was a Mark 42, but Mark 42 is my favorite suit, and people can say what they want about Iron Man 3 and it shouldn't have been made. And I think a lot had to do with the fact that Jon Favreau didn't have as big of a part in making this movie.
Well, wasn't he directing it?
He was co-director, I believe,
Oh,
on this
okay.
one. So maybe that had a lot to do with it. But yeah, that's my...
All right, what's next? Number 9.
Maya up there with the
Yeah.
container thing. 9. Which movie do you hate that everyone else loves?
It's okay, but
There is a substantial amount of people that think that is a great movie, and I love it too. But yeah, she doesn't seem to like it for some reason. With me, it's Sex and the City. Every female I've ever seen, been with, they go nuts over this movie and TV series, and it's like, we gotta watch this movie over and over again, and Carrie.
at least
Screw Carrie.
I watch.
I'd rather watch Rock of Ages all day long than watch that movie one time. That's enough of that.
Stop. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Take that from Maya. Cut!
And
You're making
scene.
too much noise with that, Maya. I'm sorry. You're making way too much noise with it. I know it's an entertainer now, but... Oh,
Did she eat the bone or just lick the bone
I
off
don't
it?
know. There's no more peanut butter, so...
Okay.
Alright.
Should be another peanut butter jar. We're on number 10. I don't even have that many. Okay.
Alright, guys, number 10. What's your favorite movie duo? And by duo, I think they mean
In the
actor,
same-
actress.
No. You don't have to be actor, actress, duo.
Actor, actor,
Yeah,
actress,
I'm-
actress.
I'm thinking duo, same movie.
Not sequels.
No. Robin Williams and Nathan Lane, The Birdcage.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
For me, I'm gonna have to say Jay and Silent Bob. Sorry, I'm a Kevin Smith fan, and you can't have Jay. You can't have Silent Bob without Jay.
You can't have Jay without Silent Bob.
I mean, you can. Kevin Smith has proved it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but Jay can't
Jay
live
and
without
Silent
Silent Bob.
Another one, just to throw off the top. I don't know if it's a movie duo, because I can't think of a movie off the top of my head, but would have to be Robin Williams and Billy Crystal.
Well, they did a comic relief.
They did the comic
tour.
relief with Whoopi Goldberg, which outstanding.
Yes.
I
They did
I miss
a few
all of those, and I kind of hope that Billy Crystal and Whoopi Goldberg will get together and do one more for
Robin. Or just. with the
and
comic
dedicate
relief.
it to Robin.
I don't think it'd be.
that would be cool. I know I'd make a point to
That,
watch it.
that's a little stretching, but you know I would watch it too.
All right, so number
Everybody loved Robin Williams.
yeah, number 11. Which actor do you have a crush on?
Oh my goodness. Well, it started with Brad Pitt, and now it was like I still like Brad Pitt. Then it was Chris Pine. Definitely, the Star Trek helped. I'm not a Trekkie in any way, but I do like Star Trek, and I do like the people that are now playing the Superman. Roth, whatever his name. His last name's Roth. I can't think of his first name.
remember off the top of my head either.
But yeah, any of the newer ones since the Smallville, I've liked the guys that played Superman. Maybe it's the uniform. I like Superman.
I'm thinking it's the uniform. With me, and I said I'd come back to it, it's got to be J-Lo. J-Lo. That's it for me. Okay, number 12. Favorite movie villain?
Hannibal Lecter. He
That's a good
plays
one.
so much mind games, but he's...
That is a good one.
And who was the actor that did Silence of the Lambs? It was good.
Anthony Hopkins.
Yes, he was good. I can't really imagine
Even in the
anybody
TV
else.
show, Hannibal Lecter. She hasn't really watched the
I
TV
haven't-
show too much.
no.
But even, I can't remember the actor's name that did him in the TV show, but he does
Yes.
a really good Hannibal Lecter.
I have caught a few episodes of it, and it is good. I haven't followed it.
That's one that you're not going to really get Hannibal Lecter a lot if you've only seen a couple episodes, though.
Yeah.
So,
Every time I see the minifigures, I'm like, what's this about? With the thing with the antlers?
that really doesn't have much to do with
No, I
Hannibal
know, but
Lecter.
I don't understand it. And so
Other than
like,
the fact that that's what he uses to
Yeah.
represent. Anyway. With me, favorite villain, movie villain, would have to probably be my favorite comic book villain. And that is Joker.
your ringtone.
Every actor that has ever played Joker,
Yeah.
going from 60s Batman, I can't remember his name, I'm sorry. I know all you geeks out there are probably kicking me in the head for not remembering that off the top of my head. But I did love that Joker. To Jack Nicholson, to Heath Ledger.
Yes.
Every version of Joker ever depicted in comic, on screen, in cartoons, TV shows, he is a very, very good villain. I think that's what I have for villain. Yeah. Alright. Now, number 13. Which movie surprised you the most?
Well, I think she's looking at the bottom. So, how did you explain it earlier?
Which movie surprised you the most?
Yeah,
I'm guessing it's which movie had
Like,
the biggest surprise.
twist and...
Yeah.
See, I was going to say something like Fight Club, because I've known that's probably what other people are
That has
thinking.
pretty good twist in it.
The movie that we seen the other day, Gone Girl, that movie, if you haven't seen it, it was just, I mean, I can't really explain it.
Spoiler alert, Gone Girl has actually, I'm not even going to spoil it for you. I'm just going to tell you. It has a wicked twist to it. And,
She is a psycho.
well, there's your spoiler.
She, yes.
There's your spoiler. Ben Affleck did a really good job with that movie.
He directed it too.
Yeah. Oh, I know he did.
Okay,
That's what
I'm
I meant
sorry.
when he did with that movie, not in that movie. He did a good job in that movie too, but yeah, that's good. But that's not my movie that surprised me the most. With me, I think the movie that surprised me the most had the biggest twist in it, other than Fight Club. Obviously, Fight Club is the top of everybody's list.
Yeah.
And this one probably is too, but this movie I can go back and watch over and over and over again, and though I know what the twist is, it still kind of gets me, and that's... Oh my god.
Did you just go blank?
My mind doesn't blank. The Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
I don't know why my mind went blank there. The twist in that one, spoiler alert, it was a ghost the whole time.
Nuh-uh. Sorry.
Even going back and watching that from the beginning, over and over again, and knowing he's a ghost, and the way that he talks to him, and everything. M. Night Shyamalan, I think he was at his peak. That was definitely his peak movie, and he's gone nothing but downhill from there.
The Village.
He's made really good movies. The Village, that one can go back to one of those movies that everybody else hates that I love.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I love it, but I did like that movie. I liked the twist. It was kind of at the end you recognize, you get the twist, and you're like, what? Okay, it makes sense. It's a good twist, but you're like, really?
Sixth Sense is one of those movies that it's like after you've seen it and you see the twist, you have to go back and rewatch it.
Yeah, to me, a twist has got to be one of the. It's got to be one of those twists where you're going, nuh-uh, no way.
Well, that's what I did with
And
Fight
then
Club,
you go back and Fight Club is another really good example of a good twist where you get the twist at the end of the movie, and it makes you want to watch the movie again. So, just to see if it all makes sense now that you know the twist.
Yeah.
And some movies have really good twists, and they don't make sense when you go back and watch them again. But The Sixth Sense does. Now, where are we at?
14?
Number 14, your least favorite director.
I don't know because I don't pay attention who directs what.
Fair answer. It's a fair answer. If you don't know the directors of these movies, then how do you know which is your?
I pay attention more to
because you can't really go. I hate the director because I hate the movie. Well,
it's not the same thing.
It's not the same thing all the time. With me,
I mean, I could say M. Night Shyamalan because he kind of.
With me, and I don't hate him, but he's definitely my least favorite because he's ruined my childhood. And that's Michael Bay.
I'll agree with that.
Transformers, they were good movies. They are good movies. I still will rewatch them.
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles,
I didn't like it.
I watched it. I enjoyed it. That's not Ninja Turtles. I'm sorry. I couldn't get into it as a Ninja Turtle movie. He tried. I'll give him a bravo for that. But Michael Bay, leave our childhood alone. Number 15. Favorite book turned into a movie.
Since I haven't read many books, I have bad ADD. So sometimes I read the first paragraph and my mind's like, doo-doo. So the only one I can say is 50 Shades of Grey.
She hasn't even seen the movie.
I haven't seen the movie yet.
I mean, on that note, I could say American Sniper because I've read the book. I've read 2 of his books, and the movie's coming out, but I haven't seen it, so I could say that. But that's not mine. Mine. The Hobbit. Now, obviously, the book takes place in 3 movies.
Yeah.
But I'm glad they went back and decided to make the Hobbit movies. Being the fact that Lord of the Rings was based on the Hobbit book.
It was nice to see it before you get into the Lord of the Rings.
You mean before you get into
See
the
more of the other characters, because.
Well, I mean, Gandalf was there with the Hobbit.
Yeah.
With Bilbo. The story's all about Bilbo, not Frodo. For them to go in and go back and remake this, make the movie, and their choice to make it a trilogy rather than
Try to combine it all.
Try to combine it all in one movie. A lot of
good.
people didn't like, but I think it was a smart move because there's a
Yeah.
lot of detail in the book that they're still not going to be able to get in 3 movies.
Right.
And to take a great novel like Tolkien's and put it into a single movie would have been a mistake, I
Right.
believe.
Yeah.
So there's that. And number 16. Which movie has had an impact on your life?
Well, I don't really know how much of an impact, but I mean, it was my favorite when I was a child. I mean, it teaches girls a lot of different things, and then later on you have so many questions about the movie, like, where's her mom, you know? But,
She's a fish. Sorry.
she has a daddy fish, why can't she have a mommy fish?
I don't know. I don't know fish anatomy.
I mean, it teaches people, well...
Why doesn't Nemo have a mommy?
Cause
We know the answer to that one, but
oh my gosh.
anyway.
No, it teaches kids, you know, you need to listen to your parents. If there's a problem, go to them. Don't try to solve it on your own. Like she went to the Ursula. Yeah. If you find a hot guy, don't try to do anything you can to get him.
Mine, I don't know, when I see this question, the first movie that comes to mind, and a lot of people are going to laugh, I'm sure, but it's a movie that I watched repetitively in the theater. I do tend to quote from time to time, and it's not even that popular a movie, if popular at all. Romeo and Michelle's High School Reunion.
Oh my god.
That movie, it does have some lessons in it. One, don't lie. You know, be yourself was probably the biggest thing in it.
Don't worry about like.
Don't worry about what other people think. Be yourself. You know, don't lie about who you are. Was probably the biggest.
And your best friend.
But I found it to be a pretty silly movie. I don't recall exactly how many times I've seen it in the theater. I know it was well above 30.
None with me.
This was in high school, obviously.
Thank God.
Seeing it with friends and catching it in the Dollar Theater and watching it repetitively there. I think it started out as I thought it was a great movie and turned into let's see how many times I can watch it before it leaves the theater. And then it went in the Dollar Theater and I'm like, yeah, let's keep this going. So yeah, it turned into a pretty big thing. And I did genuinely get something out of it. And that was be yourself. And since then I haven't tried to be somebody else. I haven't tried to fit in with any cliques or groups. I'm me. If you don't like it, go away.
Go away.
That's the polite way of saying it. So, number 17. Your favorite movie quote.
I couldn't really think of a quote. So I go back to my favorite childhood movie. Flounder, you're such a guppy. I don't know why, but that just sticks out in my head. That was the only thing I could think of. I'm not a guppy, but yet
Gotta think about
he's a
this one for
guppy.
a minute.
Isn't he a guppy, anyways?
No, it's
No.
Flounder. I mean, I can quote so many movies, and there's so many.
Dark side.
There's so many movies I could quote word for word the whole movie.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope.
I don't know that I have a favorite one. I don't know. I don't know that I have a favorite one. I love to quote movies. I really do. I love movie quotes, and
Sometimes you can talk in movie quotes.
sometimes I can talk complete sentences in movie quotes. But I don't know that I have a favorite one. I really don't. So I'm going to leave you with Great Scott.
Nice. It's better than mine. Bella's tired.
Number 18. Favorite movie score or soundtrack? Frozen.
I can listen to
You
it
gotta
all the-
admit, that's a good one.
Well, it is a tie. Because both of them I can listen to all day at work. The Little Mermaid I do have on my MP3 player. And when I worked at a warehouse listening to music all day, I did listen to this quite a bit. But that was before Frozen came out. I don't have this yet on CD. But it's a tie.
When I think of score or soundtrack that I actually sit down and listen to, Disney movies definitely come to mind.
Yes.
I mean, if there was another soundtrack that I did thoroughly enjoy, I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but I did thoroughly enjoy it, was the Jurassic Park soundtrack.
Really?
Yeah. I had that on CD as a kid. Well,
As a kid.
teenager. And I would pop that sucker in and go to sleep listening to it. I thoroughly enjoyed that soundtrack.
I don't think I've ever heard it. I'll have to look it up.
It doesn't have music. I mean, like
No, it's just instrumental.
vocal music. It's all instrumental.
Yeah. No, I like instrumental.
I think they do have they do have two different kinds of soundtracks. The one I'm talking about is the full instrumental one. But when it comes to soundtracks, it's got to come to my second favorite movie of all time, Aladdin.
Aww.
I can quote every line of every. I can quote every line of the movie, let alone every line of not only the movie, but the soundtrack as well. And you may think that's one and the same, but let me teach you.
Oh man.
Arabian Nights was edited in the movie. There's a few lines in it that they did change.
Between VHS and DVD?
No,
Okay.
they changed it between the movie and the soundtrack.
Oh.
Also, I can't remember Jafar's song. Oh, I mean, I think I need to watch it again. Come, watch with. No. But yeah, that would definitely have to be my favorite soundtrack.
Platinum Edition. First time on DVD.
Yep.
I'm surprised they haven't put this on Blu-ray.
Oh, you know, Disney's holding out for that.
Well, no, I read online that they bumped this for, like, Peter Pan. People are like,
Yeah, come on. Nobody cares about Peter Pan.
okay.
Number 19. What movie? Best movie that you have seen recently?
You first.
My first instinct was to say Guardians. Guardians is definitely that movie. In a sense, had kind of surprised me because I did not expect Marvel to do much with that movie. Do what they did. They did a really great job putting Chris Pratt, even Batista, I was expecting Dave Bautista's performance to just be
half.
crap in that movie. Because very rarely does a wrestler come to the big screen and do big like The Rock has. Hogan bombed, in my opinion. Piper, he did a lot of independent movies.
Yeah.
They were good.
John Cena.
Cena, he does pretty good. I think he is limiting himself like Stone Cold did, where it's just I'm not going to pump out too many because I know if I do, I'm going to ruin it.
He was good in Marine.
Yes, the Marine. What was the other one? Oh, I can't remember. But with Dave Bautista, I was expecting a really crap performance. And needless to say, he doesn't have a whole lot in that movie.
Experience either.
He definitely doesn't have a whole lot of experience on the big screen. And he did better than I thought. Chris Pratt, again, couldn't have picked a better Star-Lord. Now, I'll be honest, I didn't read too many of the Guardians of the Galaxy comics. I read a couple that included Iron Man that didn't make a whole lot of sense to me because I hadn't read the previous or the ones after. But because I'm an Iron Man fan, I had dabbed a little bit into the Guardians.
Right.
And they nailed Rocket. They nailed
Groot.
Groot. Groot's their moneymaker, obviously.
Yes.
But yeah, that's the first one that comes to mind. But when I think best movie I've seen recently, I'm going to have to go with Gone Girl. Again, Ben Affleck, outstanding job with that movie. I was expecting another flop by Ben Affleck, being the fact that he was finishing this movie up when he got offered and I believe even started filming Batman. Or Batman versus Superman.
Batfleck.
So I was kind of expecting that movie to kind of drop off,
Right.
if you will. But he pulled another town out of his ass. I don't know how he did it, but he did. He pulled another town out of his ass. I think not enough credit goes to Kevin Smith on that aspect. Kevin Smith was definitely a good mentor for him. And has paid off. Has definitely paid off in Ben Affleck. And on that note, I think Kevin Smith is right. He's going to nail Batman. That's my opinion.
Mine would probably be Hunger Games, the second one.
Catching Fire.
Yeah. I haven't seen Mockingjay Part 1 yet. But
Divergence was another good one you've seen.
I like Hunger Games better than Divergent.
I can't see you compare them, and a lot of people compare them, and it's like, I can't compare movies like that.
I know they're completely different things, but I mean the acting and everything is what I'm comparing.
Yeah.
Hunger Games has a lot better acting.
Yeah.
I'm not comparing the actresses to each other. I'm just comparing, how they play off, how the character, kind of unfolds in the information that you're given. But I like
Catching Fire.
Catching Fire, Hunger Games better.
Now, that's all we got for those. Now, we was watching Anthony at Candy Corn Apocalypse, and he added another one. He kind of wanted to add another one, and that was favorite movie writer. Now, Are you going to say J.K. Rowling or something? I honestly can't think of a writer. I like she did with director. I can't think of a good writer off the top of my head. So I'm gonna have to skip on that one.
Jennifer Lawrence. Or, no, what's her name? In Party of Five, the girl you like.
Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Yes, she wrote a book. That's the only book I actually read front to back.
We're talking movie writers.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I read a book.
All right. So we're going to add one of our own, and I think it should have been on the list.
Okay.
And that is favorite holiday movie.
Oh, man.
No. I'm not going to. No. This is America. Favorite Christmas movie. I'm sorry. I've got a thing about saying holiday to please everybody. I may not be that religious, but I was born and raised.
We're going to run out of time and I can't think. The only thing that comes to mind is Elf, because that's the last holiday movie that I've seen. He watches it so much, and it's just...
This one, Will Ferrell. Again, I probably should have mentioned that with some of my favorite actors. I love everything Will Ferrell's in.
Except Step Brothers,
I love Step Brothers. Love it. Can watch it all day. Matter of fact, the other day I did because it was on Spike, I think, all day long. It was like every other movie with Step Brothers. But, yeah. When it comes to holiday movies, there's two that I have to watch religiously. Obviously, Christmas Story was one. Elf has been added to the mix.
Alright, so if you would like to do this little list, you can either write it down as we go. Add your favorite Christmas movie to the list. If you want to make it a holiday, if you like some Thanksgiving type of movie, add it. That's going to be it for us here at Storm Games. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys.
Yep. See you later.